12,410 pounds. Used open range mid-bunk landing here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. One owner. We originally sold it. Unfortunately, looks like at some point a little mouse got in, got a hold of that hide bed. Other than that, looks pretty good. Save yourself a mint off the new tag, get you one in the pre-owned market, laugh all the way to the bank. The little mouse thing is unfortunate because I can see plainly, it's obvious, the folks really tried to take excellent care of this one, and they did a good job of it. It just, unfortunately, it's like Jurassic Park. You know, all the dinosaurs were supposed to be females, but life finds a way. By the way, they foreshadowed that was going to happen at the very beginning of that movie when Dr. Grant's helicopter had two female receptacles on his belt buckle, but yet he tied it together and found a way. That's the whole point of Jurassic Park. Anyway, wow, I got off topic right at the beginning of this one. Starting from the top, working our way down back to RV land. Whisper ducted air here in the living room. It is dual AC installed from the factory. You see that max air vent fan up here above the kitchen, also giving us some nice like skylight effect. Now, this thing is a little bit bigger in every regard. It's a little bit taller. The slides are 7 foot tall versus 6.5 like you'd normally find. They're 42 inches deep over here on the seating slide, and the whole body is a 100-inch wide body. So it's a little bit taller, a little bit wider, a little bit deeper. And that opens up to one nice living experience. Having that completely carpetless flooring here is also a really nice thing, especially around your dining area in a bunk model like this, or maybe not a bunk model or a bonus room with a loft, whatever you want to call it. It's going to give you a little bit of a lot of things going on here. We'll come back and take a look at all the seating. I do want to point out, though, of course, your theater seating, Boardwalk and Park Place, directly across from an easy viewing entertainment center. So no neck wrecking going on here in open rangeland. Down below, electric space heating fireplace. Obviously, I don't edit my footage. I would have a lot less flubs if I did. And then up here, a neat little thing, like you look at it, and it's cool. The TV's easy to view. But if we, Legend of Zelda, flip that thing open, you can see there's storage there. Big time, like, Mondo storage all the way above the rear sofa. That's part of the reason the roof not tapering down is so nice. And then double strutted doors above the theater seating here, which that's one of those things a lot of brands have stopped doing, is including that extra nudge of storage to give you the bigger windows all over the place. Although, I mean, speaking of windows, the window coverage in this is redonkulous, scientifically speaking. Siri backed me up on that. Trust me that she does. But even the main entry door has a full viewing window with privacy shade and slide open panel, which is actually kind of cool. So we've seen the storage there. We talked about the Whisper Air. I'm just doing a mental checklist, but I'm doing it out loud. Let's take a look at the hide-a-bed. Now, if you've seen any of our Haylett RV used RV videos, you know that, well, first of all, I don't really see like anybody else doing used RV videos. So if you appreciate that and you're looking for used RV, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can see these things coming through. But you know also that if I see something, I say something. And as I was flipping open the hide-a-bed, which is another thing nobody else seems to do, I noticed tape. And I was like, what? When I started looking around and feeling around, very quickly what I determined is it looks like at some point a mouse got in and the folks took care of it. And that's part of the reason, in case you're curious, these dryer sheets are everywhere. Allegedly, that's one of those things that some folks will use for pest control. I've heard some people swear by it. I've heard some people say it doesn't work. It works for this pest, not that pest. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not, Mr. Wizard Patrick Stewart from the 1980s. I haven't done the testing. All I know is that I found a spot where there's a mouse house. And it was under the hide-a-bed where I think a lot of dealers would have just never mentioned it, and you would have discovered it way after you already had this thing signed, sealed, delivered. I'm not a type of guy, I don't want you to have bad surprises after you sign the dotted line. I want you to know what you're getting into before you get here, even if it's small, and I hope you appreciate that. Although, once we got it open, you'd probably have discovered that regardless. Although, again, not everybody takes the time to open up hide-a-beds for folks. You can see there's 3 little chewed up spots there. I don't know if it's mice, squirrels, squirrel, I don't know what it was. I just know that it happened, and you deserve to know about it because it's your hard-earned money on the line here. And one of the other cool things about this is you see that you can still kick back. Well, you can recline both theater seats, but you can fully recline the one closest to us without conflicting with the height of bed, which is a nice thing that a lot of rear living room fifth wheels have. And that's the funny thing. We call this a mid-bunk. I actually always consider them a rear living room first. They just happen to have that extra space shoved in the middle. So there you go. It's Mighty Mouse approved. Apparently, Mighty Mouse spent a weekend back here. Both side stands on either side of that sofa have household outlets, by the way. So even the sleeper sofa in the back is like CPAP guest friendly. And that's actually one of the cool things I think about a middle bunk or bonus room or whatever you want to call it. It has 4 separate sleeping zones, which is a very like a lot of people are really happy if a bunkhouse has a privacy door to give us 2 separate sleeping spaces. So this has a master king bedroom, XL attic loft, whatever you want to call it, middle bunk bonus room with fold open sleeper sofa, kind of like the one we just saw, plus the sofa in the back. You have 4 very separated places, which is nice. Now the carpetless nature of this floor plan is like painfully obvious right now because 2 of the chairs are not present. The good news is they are still in the RV. Previous owners just never used them, and they just stuffed them up in that loft attic space that we're going to take a look at in just a minute. So you're not losing out or missing anything. Extra cabinet space above that little loft right there is actually kind of cool. But starting in the kitchen here, I actually want to begin by really opening up and taking a deep, deep look at this island space. And right up front, you see drawers to the floor over here. This will be our primary kitchen drawer space. There's a pair of sponge drawers below that stainless recessed sink as well. They're just not quite as impressive to look at. Now you can see that you've got some good, like right there's a good shelf space for like dish soaps. Here's a spot for, you know, bigger pots and pans. You'll see a nice space below the oven for that as well. But dedicated wastebasket space in the kitchen is always something I like to see. It just really helps cut the clutter. Wow, cut the clutter. There's a new one. All right, we're gonna roll with that. Cut the cutter. We're doing it live-ish, pre-recorded live anyway, and we're just gonna move on because it's only gonna get worse from here. This is just like when I say something dumb to my wife, and I think I can fix it by using more words. But I think that's something that most intelligent husbands are already well aware of. You can't fix the dumb things you say by saying more dumb things. Like, dumb plus dumb doesn't equal smart. I don't know why. I'm not a math magician. I just know that that's how the world works. Dedicated pantry built right here into the slide is always a crowd pleaser feature. And I would say that'd be a perfect spot for a wastebasket at the bottom, but you've seen that we've already got one of those handled. This is a model that was ordered with a residential refrigerator here from Haylett RV. It has a 1,000-watt inverter to keep your power going down the road. Kind of makes this model really excellent for like long-term destination seasonal site use. The middle bunk room here is another thing that can make this so flexible. I keep calling it a bunk room, but if you really look at this one, it's more of a miniature second living room. That's a trifold sleeper, by the way. Or bifold. I have to see which generation this is. It folds down for a sleeper. They've used different sofas in this model over the years. But over here, you've got huge dresser drawers. Previous owners added some entertainment to the middle room, which is nice, and they left it behind for us to enjoy, which is great. But extra storage above, and then if we pivot around, over here can be either overflow clothing storage for folks, or for things, you know, like an overflow pantry or something like that. That's the cool part about these middle bonus room models, is that they only do everything. So if, you know, you've got like an angsty teenager who needs their own little space, you've got space for them in here. If, you know, you're looking for a craft room or a game day entertainment cave, you can do all that with it as well. Right here when you walk in the door, something I like. Coat closet with, of course, I mean, what coat closet would be complete without the drunken octopus coat hanger? Hey, buddy, you want to fight? Tell me that's not what those things look like. But right next to that, boom, an additional little space that is, from the factory, rather bare. But thankfully, the Command Hook company, thank you 3M, creates a lot of easy storage solutions for spots like that. Privatized docking center, and I like that handy little light right there, kind of like a refrigerator. It'll be on when you need it, off when you don't. At least that's what we assume, right? Now the ladder here for the loft It kind of tucks into the wall so that you don't, accidentally trip on that in the middle of the night if you're sneaking down to get some of yesterday's leftovers. That's kind of the, escape plan right there. Again, previous owners added a couple little chairs up here. Well, not added. They stowed the chairs up here. There's TV hookups for the loft up in that region, by the way. One of the other things I like about this, lights out, kids. Time to go to bed. You maintain control of that as a parent. Dual entry bed and bath. And I've always liked this. The wide body nature of these open ranges gives them the same kind of bathroom as like a big wide body toy hauler. So you're getting the big shower and a dual entry and good storage instead of only one or two of those things. They give you all three. Height adjustable shower hardware right there. And the that nook counter space there with that outlet is really handy. But you're noticing there's there's a big gap between the sink and the outlet. Well, if we crack this all open, take a look, you see we've got 4 drawers, plenty of storage, and an extension to the countertop to basically pretty much bridge that gap. Plus a space up here for some big, big towels. Now, you might have noticed some interesting coloration going on here with the bathroom counter. So this is the original cabinetry. That is not the original counter. I don't know why it was swapped. I don't know if maybe Mr. Squirrel, that I'm guessing spent some time in here, got a hold of it, or if they just didn't like what was there. I'm not sure. What I know is that it's been done, and it looks like it was done really well. Like, that's hardwood. That is really nice. And if we take a look up here, you can see they did the same thing with the medicine cabinet. So I'm not sure what facilitated that. I just know that it has been done. So I don't know. I guess keep that in mind. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. You could probably restain it. Big king bed up here in this bed slide. Breeze windows on both sides as well. There is storage below the bed. It is a little bit difficult for me to show that to you, though, considering the fact the previous owners swapped this mattress out for a really heavyweight residential king bed. And the struts below the bed are still there. They still help lift it. And it's a good thing because it'd be really hard to lift without it. But the bed is heavy enough that it actually still overpowers the struts. And the bed will fall unless you're holding it. Not like fall like a ton of bricks, but it just, that kind of thing. Big front closet. And something I like on these open ranges, they build the closet floor up and include a pair of just mega dresser drawers in there. Now up front here, it's either tons of extra closet space, and I like the little hanging rack on the bottom layer there, but it is also stackable washer dryer ready. She's also bedroom TV ready, and below that, you see that she's already ready to get packed up and ready to go. I wanted to start outside by getting a better look at that entry door. It's kind of just crammed in that hallway. It's hard to see inside. Full tinted viewing window. So, I mean, a huge light exchange through this, but you can see a full pull-down privacy shade. Now, you can also see, if you look at the middle of it, it does have a sliding screen door panel. So if you want to slide up that glass panel, the bottom part, there is a screen door behind it. Well, I guess just a window screen, as it were, not a screen door, to still get the screen door air effect. But you don't have to mess with the 2 handles. Somebody explain to me, please, and I'm being completely literal. I know that my goofball Josh and my serious Josh voices are the same. Please, literally, someone explain to me why you don't like this door, because I always thought it was so awesome. But obviously not a lot of people agreed with me because they quit doing it. Down here, this was made before those cool stable steps became virtually standard on every fifth wheel. But the RV's door is wide enough. It is stable step capable, and that's the kind of stuff we can assist you with here at Haylett RV. If you are interested, give us a call. We can get you quotes on that. Cool camp kitchen on this one. This is really where the open range mid-bunk beat to market a lot of other things, having a good camp kitchen in a middle bunkhouse. The North Point 377 RLBH, I would argue, maybe has done it a little better. But you've got your cooktop outside with one high output burner. It's not major, but a little folding sink, kind of like a truck camper right here. And that little metal thing, that was the faucet, because it has to fold down to get inside that galvanized rolled steel kind of drawer, basically. And then our little mini fridge outdoors to, keep some cold water and barley pop on hand. There's also a gas grill quick connect right here that you could use either for that, or if you've got something like a Blackstone griddle, there's a little mounting location for that too. So overall, I think pound for pound, a really, really cool thing. And frankly, if you don't care about all that, it wouldn't be hard to take out for some storage. Speaking of storage, we'll get a better look at it in the pass-through from the other direction. On the way, though, I want to take a look at these guys. These jack leg jobs right here are the business. Absolutely. It's JT Strong Arm Stabilizer jacks from LCI. Those things will take the wiggle jiggle out of this RV at a destination like you wouldn't believe. Now, the automatic leveling system certainly helps in that regard. Those are very, very sturdy and stable. But those JT Strong Arms on top of that for this big wide body beauty, you're gonna love. Up front here, I'm struggling to remember. I don't believe this was ever standard on these. No, it definitely was not. They've used trailer hitches, but not the airbag style. That is going to significantly take a lot of the shock and jump and jolt out of your towing experience. Not to mention, it's got a Equiflex rubber shock dampening suspension on it as well. I'd like to direct your attention to that baggage door below the bedroom slide. And it's very unconventional flip down nature, so that it's easier to access this big storage compartment instead of having to duck under the door. The door ducks under you, basically. Outside grill for the camp kitchen. Looks like it could use a bath, but I mean, what are you gonna do? And over here, easy access to our auto leveling controls, inverter, for the refrigerator, as well as just a battery disconnect. But what's nice is how they've always put their, docking compartment completely separate over here. So it's not eating into any of this space. It's just in addition. And that's a larger 10-gallon vessel on the water heater. Gas and electric simultaneous fast recharge, I'm shooting from memory, is, it's somewhere between, it's like 20.6 gallons of hot water per hour or something like that. And speaking of heat, the underbelly brings the heat. This not only has an enclosed, insulated, and heated underbelly, it actually is a cyclical heating system to keep the hot air flowing across the tanks instead of stagnant. She is backup camera ready. Kind of like the stable steps. That's something, if you're interested, we can assist you with in our parts and service department here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Backup ladder can be removed, although I'd never see anyone do it. It's funny because Open Range talked about making that ladder fixed instead of removable, because it always cost $1 or $2 more in a business that is very price sensitive. And everyone's like, no, leave it removable. Nobody ever took the ladder off. I have never seen one Open Range come in on trade with the ladder removed. But that being said, I'm also that hypocrite who says I like the removable ladder. And a quick nod back to all the windows over here on the campsite. All the windows open for airflow as well. Great light, great views, great visibility, but you've also got those privacy shades inside to blot it all out when you don't want it. And I've had a lot of years of experience doing this, and no towable RV roof seems to age better than the PVC variety. They just hold up, man. Now, of course, you still have things like seals you need to maintain, and you can see the Max Air cover right there over the kitchen vent. But I mean, it needs a quick hose. That's all this needs. It doesn't need a lot of conditioning, a lot of upkeep. You know, there's other fine products, like a lot of brands are using TPO roofing now, and that's great. It has its own benefits. It really does. It's a good product. But whenever I see a used RV come in with a PVC roof membrane like this, it always looks good. It doesn't look dry and chalky. It looks like, at worst, you got to just clean it off real quick. That's the worst I can say about it. All the seals look good, by the way. I haven't detected anything on the roof I don't like. Everything up here looks really good. So give us a call here at Haylett RV. Although, okay, just to again be fair, I think maybe something might have bumped that right there. You know what I would do? I would get one of those like Camco or Max Air vent covers like you see on the back. I'd put it on both of these things and I'd call it a day and never worry about it again. So there you have it, guys. If you appreciate what we do here, make sure you subscribe and follow along to our channel. And short of that, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.